We apologize for the hitch and welcome once again to Superscreen News at 6, reaching you live from Lagos. My name is Olamide Onwuka. Welcome and many thanks for joining us. Our report says about 18 All Progressives Congress APC governors have moved against a plot to use state chairman of the party against President Muhammadu Buhari at the National Executive Committee meeting of the party, which was staged on Monday. Some leaders of the party and a few governors had held a secret session with the state chairman in Abuja to persuade them to mount a block vote against the president's proposal for Congress's and National Convention. Although the meeting was boycotted by some state chairmen, some forces behind tenure elongation were hopeful that President Buhari's proposal would be defeated on Monday. Also, there were indications that the national chairman of the party, John Odije Oyegun, and members of the National Working Committee members are facing another dilemma if they want to recontest their various offices. The omnibus provisions in APC constitution makes it compulsory for Oyegun and all members to resign at least 30 days prior to the date of nomination or party primary for office he or she is seeking. The presidency has reacted to a backlash from members of the Senate Committee on Appropriation of the federal government's social investment programs. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the Vice President, Laolu Akonde, it said the presidency singled out Senator Goje for blame, describing his comment as irresponsible statement. Members of the committee have picked up holes in the implementation of a social investment program, saying the government has nothing to show for the 1.5 trillion naira it attracted since inception. While appearing before the committee to defend the 2018 budget, the lawmakers demanded the special advisor to the president on social investment, Mariam Owais, to provide names of the beneficiaries of the social intervention program from their various states, which the agency promised to submit. Now, the former governor of Edo State, Adams Oshomole, has called on President Muhammadu Buhari-led federal government to adopt a ruthless measure against alleged looters of the nation's treasury. Oshomole, who disclosed this to journalists, described this as a mindless and a stealing by the then People's Democratic Party (PDP)-led federal government. The former governor also said it was right of Nigerians to know the level of the wrath in the former President Goodluck Jonathan's administration of the past decade. The LASTMA CEO cautioned road users, and an appeal has been made to the road users to obey the traffic rules and regulations while driving. The Chief Executive Officer of LASTMA, Chris Olakbe, made the appeal in an interview with Superscreen News in Lagos.
I want to appeal to members of the public to cooperate with us as we move traffic forward and to cooperate in the area of professionalism and in the area of not driving without distraction. What I mean by driving without distraction is that you cannot drive at the same time make calls, cannot drive at the same time texting, and you must drive with your seatbelt on to save your life.
The LASTMA CEO also calls on Lagos residents to report every unprofessional conduct of their officials as he gave out the agency's public complaint response unit number, assuring that disciplinary action will be taken against such official.
I also want to call on members of the public to also interface with us and report their conduct whenever they are violating their rights to, or whenever they are behaving in a way to extort or corrupt themselves. So I would like to tell them that they can always get us on the following lines, one of which is 081 299 28646. 081 299 28646. That number is the LASTMA Public Complaints Response Unit. So when they articulate, orchestrate any complaint, observation, or information to that unit, probable and possible action will be taken to ameliorate the condition.
The Senate President, Bukola Saraki, has approved the appointment of Abubakar Danladi as a special advisor on special duties. The appointment was announced through a statement by the special advisor, media and publicity to the Senate President, Yusuf Olaniyonu. The appointment takes immediate effect and the statement has been noted. You will recall that Danladi is in 2017 sacked by the Supreme Court as senator representing Taraba North. In a unanimous judgment, the court nullified Danladi's election and declared his challenger, Shuaibu Lau, the winner of the 2014 primary election of the People's Democratic Party and the Taraba North Senatorial District. The senator representing Rivers East Senatorial District, Andrew Uchendo, has, on the platform of the All Progressives Congress APC, says there is no crisis in the party. Uchendo, who disclosed this to journalists in Port Harcourt, said the pursuit of interest by members of the party cannot constitute crisis for the party in Rivers State. The senator described as a recent APC stakeholder meeting in Rivers as a convergence of Senator Abe's supporters. He said his colleague, Senator Abe, could not say the meeting he had with his supporters is expansive of Rivers State. Uchendo also denied the rumor that he would no longer campaign for elective position after the 2015 general election. The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has ordered the deployment of personnel to Kwara and Taraba states. The Force Public Relations Officer, APP Jimo Moshood, who disclosed this in a statement, said the IGP has given the nod for 3 police mobile force units, high-powered police investigation team, armored personnel carrier to the North Central State. This comes 72 hours after 30 heavily armed gunmen hit 5 commercial banks along the Owode Market area of the town in Offa local government area of the state, killing at least 30 people, including 9 policemen, in the unfortunate incident. Jima also said the IGP Idris has directed the special forces to Taraba State with a view to apprehending the suspects that have unleashed mayhem on the state. Now, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, says the Nigerian Army will continue to sustain its commitment to Nigeria's security. Buratai disclosed this at the second edition of a 2018 Procurement Awareness Seminar held in Abuja with the theme, Optimizing the Operational Capabilities of the Nigerian Army through an Effective Procurement System. Buratai said the operational capability of the Nigerian Army depends largely on the availability of requisite hardware, highly trained personnel, and other essential resources in the country.
The security challenges facing our dear country manifest in the forms of terrorism, insurgency, separatist movements, and banditry, among others. Thus, there is no gainsaying the fact that the operational capability of the Nigerian Army today largely depends on the availability of requisite hardware, highly trained personnel, and other essential resources.
In his address, the chairman, House Committee on Army, Rimande Shawulu, said the National Assembly will identify with the Nigerian Army in its effort to create a transparent and accountable procurement system that will support increasing operational responsibilities.
One major area that we have actually faced as we try to build consensus on the need to open new windows of funding for the military is the recurring issue and allegations of lack of transparency and accountability. No doubt the Army and indeed the armed forces have been in the eye of the storm with regards to the allegations, confessions, and investigations by anti-corruption agencies.
To other news, the Nigerian Army says its troops has killed 5 Boko Haram insurgents in gun battle at Borkinduse area of Adamawa State. The Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Texas Chukwu, said the troops engaged and killed the insurgents following a distress call from hunters on Friday. He said the terrorists inciting the troops opened fire, which resulted in a gun battle that led to 5 Boko Haram terrorists neutralized, with some of them that escaped into nearby caves. Chuku further disclosed that the troops recovered 5 AK-47 rifles, 5 magazines, and 22 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition. The police has arrested a herder with 1 AK-47 rifle and 7.62 ammunition in Isigwe Ubakwa community in Kano East local government area of Enugu State. The Enugu Police Command's spokesman Ebere Amarazu said the suspect was arrested at a farmland in the community. Amarazu said the arrest was made possible because of a prompt response to distress call and intelligence information received from the resident of the community. The suspected herder is now helping the police in their full-scale investigation. The Kwara State Commissioner of Police, Lawan Ado, says 7 suspects have been arrested in connection with the robbery at the banks in Ofa, local government area of Kwara State. Armed robbers had on Thursday robbed the Union Bank, Eco Bank, Guarantee Trust Bank, First Bank, Zenith Bank, and Ibolo Microfinance Bank. The CP, Lawan Ado, during a media briefing in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, said the number of injured victims are yet to be ascertained on the basis that they are receiving treatment at the hospitals. He said the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has ordered a full-scale investigation into the attacks. Now, 1 person has reportedly been killed in an explosion which pulled down a story building around Mall area in Ilefe town in Osun State. The incident was said to have occurred late on Saturday night when an improvised explosive device exploded in a pharmacy along More Road in the state. An eyewitness explained that a man who was injured was rescued from the back of the building and rushed to the Obafemi Awolowo Teaching Hospital, where he later died in the morning. Due to this incident, the community has been thrown into confusion after residents heard the explosion suspected to have emanated from the building in the neighborhood. Meanwhile, only 2 policemen have been sighted at the scene of the accident so far. You are watching Superscreen News at 6. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some news from the business team. Stay with us. Welcome back, and now for some business stories. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, has assigned duties to the newly appointed deputy governors who assumed duty on March 28. The acting director, Corporate Communications Department of Central Bank of Nigeria, Isaac Okorafor, who disclosed this in a statement, said Aisha Ahmad was deployed to the Financial System Stability Directorate, while Edward Lamatek Adamu was assigned to Corporate Services. Emefiele also approved the deployment of Okunana from the Financial System Stability Directorate to the Economic Policy Directorate. According to Okorafor, the affected principal officers have since assumed duties in their new posts. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, says it has updated its outstanding audit of the group financial statements from 2011 to 2016. NNPC spokesman Ndu Gamadu, who disclosed this in a statement in Abuja, said the audited backlog had since been approved by the board of the corporation in line with the laws governing its operation. Ugamadu also quoted Isiaka Abdul Razak, the Chief Financial Officer and Group Executive Director, Finance and Accounts in the NNPC, saying the presentation of the audited financial statement would help foster better relationship between the NNPC and stakeholders. Ugamadu said the management inherited a total of 65 unaudited financial statements for NNPC Group Corporate and its subsidiaries covering 2011 and 2014. Still talking business, the federal government has given approval for the construction of a liquefied petroleum gas extraction plant in Rivers State. The Department of Petroleum Resources gave the approval to construct the LPG plant to Green Energy International Limited after it had earlier issued a firm allowance to establish the facility. This is coming as the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation said it has executed contracts for the engineering, procurement, construction, commissioning and financing for Lots 1 and 3 of the 40-inch, 640-kilometer Ajaokuta-Kaduna gas pipeline and stations with a consortium of indigenes in the country. The Director, Legal and Corporate Matters, Green Energy International, Olusegun Ilori, said the federal government gave the nod for the commencement of the construction of the 12 million standard cubic feet per day capital city in the town. Now, a group identified as Environmental Rights Action and Friends of the Earth Nigeria has expressed readiness to sue Shell Company over allegations of poor management of gas flaring in Nigerian communities. Executive Director of the group, Dr. Godwin Ojo, who disclosed this in Benin, said bringing Shell to justice will pave way for more suits from stakeholders in the industry.
It is becoming evident that Shell may be running from its mess, but cannot evade justice. The plans by Friends of the Earth Netherlands to take Shell to court will further embolden impacted communities in the Niger Delta to institute more cases to demand that their lives that have been seized and ruined by Shell's activities are taken back forthwith. The case is supported by Friends of the Earth International, which campaigns for climate justice for people across the world impacted by dirty energy and climate change. Based on these polluters in the fossil fuels industry, that they should be made accountable for their environmental injustices across the globe.
The UNEP 2011 assessment of Ogoni Kingdom in Nigeria found Shell guilty of community lands and water pollution and gas flaring, which is a major factor in climate change.
There's a saying that if you kill the body without killing the head, you haven't started. So the principle is kill the head and the body will die. Shell is significant among the committee of multinationals destroying our environment globally. So it is germane to take on Shell. Whatever victory you have in court against Shell will translate to greater victories against other multinationals.
We would encourage them to key into it, encouraging the Friends of the Earth so that any court case they are there as witnesses to the issue of ground, and then justice will be given to them.
That this cause is the right cause and we must sustain it. The victory, I am sure, I'm very certain that it is achievable and it must be achieved.
The move to ensure human-friendly environment led to several agitations by rights activists, but with little attention paid by the government. You're watching Superscreen News at 6. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some news from the foreign scene, plus some sports stories. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Superscreen News at 6, broadcasting you live from Lagos. And on the foreign scene, 6 miners have been killed and 2 injured when the roof